Thank you, Ed. Again, my name is John Murray. I'm president of parentandchild.org. It's a group of parents who evaluated the entire family life education curriculum, all 72 lessons. Each lesson was reviewed by at least 2 people who then met with the group to discuss their findings and decide on whether to grade a lesson green, yellow, or red. What do the colors mean? Green lessons we found to be acceptable. Typically, these were lessons on developing a positive self-image, being responsible and respectful, friendship, solving conflicts. Yellow lessons, this is where caution advised. Some of the yellow lessons are very much deserve to be opted out of, but typically these lessons, the yellow lessons, contain sensitive or intrusive material. One lesson in grade 4 has an exercise in which students partner with another student and list their emotional, mental, and social needs. Another lesson in grade 6 introduces sex trafficking with a video that mentions rape, prostitution, and servicing 30 clients a day. 6th grade, 11 years old, rape, prostitution, servicing 30 clients a day. Now, sex trafficking is a real problem in Fairfax County, and the lesson tells how to avoid manipulation and gang sex. Sex is run by gangs. Parents should read the lesson and decide what their child is ready to receive and what is appropriate for them. It was raw, very raw material. From our standpoint, it wasn't unnecessarily indecent or salacious, but reading through that entire lesson on sex trafficking, it talks about that sex trafficking is harmful. You can be beaten up, you could be killed. It's dangerous, you could contract an STD, and it's illegal for the trafficker. But why is it wrong? In an FLE curriculum that encourages having sex when you're ready, when you decide to become sexually active, when both parties consent, why is having sex for money to get a new iPad or a new iPhone, why is that wrong? To be clear, the lesson does not say it's okay to have sex for money. And no lesson in the FLE does. But it doesn't say, other than the physical danger from the gang members and from STDs, why it's wrong. Why is having sex for pleasure okay, but having sex for money wrong? It's a question that children will have a hard time answering, and the answer is, I think, that it's something that parents have to talk to their children about. The red lessons were ones that we recommended that you opt out your child. We felt very strongly about it. Some examples. In grade 8 has a lesson which refers to anal sex multiple times in a way that totally normalizes it, just another form of sex. It does talk about STDs that can result, but it doesn't say that anal sex is inherently more dangerous, that part of the body is exceedingly vulnerable to tearing, bleeding, and disease, and that condoms are not designed for anal sex. WebMD rates anal sex as riskier because of the potential accident rate and the potential for spreading diseases. Fairfax County treats it as just one other form of sex. You can understand why that lesson was graded red. Grade 7, we graded lessons red that failed to acknowledge gender dysphoria as requiring empathy and compassion, and contending instead, the lessons do, that an individual's gender is a matter of personal choice and feelings, regardless of anatomy and biology. A brief tour of the family life education's view of sex. 6th graders, this is in the lesson, 6th graders should wait, quote, until they're in a faithful marriage. 7th and 8th grade, until they're in a faithful marriage. 6th grade. Yes, yeah. 7th and 8th grades, until they're in a monogamous relationship. 9th graders, until they're ready. Until they decide to become, these are quotes, to become sexually active and see the risks and benefits of premarital sexual activity. Do you really think that you could walk into a class of 17-year-old boys and you need to walk into a class of 17-year-old boys and you need to explain to them the benefits of premarital sexual activity? Gee, really, the benefits? Really didn't think about that. But the thing is, every FLE lesson has a title: good and bad habits, positive self-image, friendships. Would you care to guess what the title of the 9th grade lesson that talks about having sex when you're ready, when you decide to become sexually active, and the benefits of premarital sex? What's the title of that lesson? Abstinence. That's the abstinence lesson. So if you're a parent and you're looking through the curriculum and you see your eyes light up, abstinence, whew, man, well, at least they're talking about abstinence. They certainly are, but not in the way most parents would approve. This is the chart that we came up with. It's also in the back. I'll just put it up here for a moment. And we have handouts in the back. I hope that you'll take some, and if you have friends with kids in Fairfax County schools, I hope that you'll do that. So, we have a website, parentandchild.org. I strongly encourage you to go there to that website. You can find this chart appears on that website, and you can click on the dot for each of those red dots. Click on the dot, and you get a brief summary of what's in the material and what you should be concerned about. Please help yourself. Please do that, and please recommend that to your friends. It's one thing. Our culture is awash in sex. The media, everything, it's all there. So what difference? Why does one more source in school matter? It matters for a lot of reasons, but one is, you're teaching impressionable children and teenagers in school in a learning environment, in a place where they're geared up to learn, in a place that parents trust. Schools are a trusted institution, and here's what they're doing. So it's important, and it's a serious problem when the schools recommend these things. It goes above what the media says. As far as the casual sex, the term does not appear in the FLE, at least I didn't see it there, but the thing about this encouraging casual sex, I work with the Crisis Pregnancy Center. We see the impact of casual sex, the fun part of it, and it's a disaster. You have unexpected pregnancies, you have father with no job, the girl gets kicked out of her house, the education stops, not to mention sexually transmitted diseases. They say get real about it, the kids are going to have sex. Well, it's a real problem, and for the schools to be encouraging that is tragedy. It's inexcusable. So where does it stand? You might be interested in knowing the actual effect of this. In Fairfax County, for the last 10-year period for which statistics are available, syphilis is up 35%, gonorrhea is up 36%, chlamydia is up 89%. These are the fruits of the family life education that our children, that your children, are being exposed to. So a family life education curriculum that only encourages waiting until you just can't wait any longer encourages casual sex, unexpected pregnancy, sexually transmitted disease. Some of the lessons pose serious risks to your child's physical and emotional well-being, and you should exercise your right to opt out your child. The decision is yours. Please make it with the knowledge of the material that's in the lessons and in the FLE. Thank you.